This is a Can Touch This video review. I'm Anthony, and I'm joined by Gavin.
Hello.
And Mark.
Hello.
Today, I'm going to look at Reader for the iPad. And Reader is an RSS app, viewer, reader. It's got a good name, I guess. Basically, you pop in your RSS feeds, and you can manage them all within this app on your iPad. It integrates with Google Reader, which is how I like to keep my RSS feeds. So that's really important. If the app hasn't got that in it, I usually just don't bother for RSS feeds. When you load up the app, you can give the Git your start articles. So in Google Reader or in Reader, you can start an article. You'll see those here. View your unread. So I've got mine sorted out by categories. So I've kind of made a folder for stuff to do with cars, stuff to do with tech stuff, blogs, and then everything else folder. And you can also view just a list of all your folders, no matter if they're read, unread, just a list of all your folders. And this button down the bottom here is just to refresh the feeds and also sync back to Google Reader. And you can tell when it spins around a little circle as to what it's doing. That's the activity status thing.
Yep. And it caches images.
It does.
Yep.
So just the way I like to use it is to use it in this unread mode, so I can see what is unread in each folder. Now, if you tap a folder, you get this setup, and now it kind of joins all the feeds. Got one that has more unread items in it. Here we go. It joins all your feeds together into one kind of list in that. So all the feeds in that folder, it makes it into a big list, and you can scroll through them, pick one, and you can read the article. You can also scroll down the article and go to the next article just by, see at the bottom of the screen, there's that kind of arrow at the bottom. It's kind of like a, what's it called? Like that
a rubber band?
That's it, a rubber band feature, which goes to the next article. So you can just kind of scroll through. And if you just scroll lightly, you won't go to it. But you have to kind of get a big push to get up to the next one. Which
very, very reminiscent of Tweety.
That's right, yeah. Which is good, because it actually works really well. Or you can just press these arrow buttons on the side to go up and down, next article, up, along. And you can tap the headline to go to it in a web browser, and it loads in there eventually how fast your net connection is, or the other side is. So you can see a web browser there, and it's got options, which is a nice touch, to export that link to a whole bunch of different services. So there's make it a note, so you go to just a note. These are within Reader. Delicious, Pinboard, Instapaper, so you want to read it later with Instapaper. Actual read it later, which we reviewed last week. Twitter, so you can tweet that link if you want to tweet about it. Safari, so it'll open the link in Safari on the iPad or iPhone. You can copy the link, mail it to yourself or to anyone else. Mobilizer, which is a way to view it with like less images and less junk in the way. So that's really cool. And you can even go back and forth within the browser. So if you just say you've gone within that browser session, there's back and forth buttons within that, which is nice. Some apps don't do that, which is annoying. So you might go to a few links deep within a site, and you want to go back, and you can't, because it's not Safari, it's their own app browser. But they've thought about that, and they've put that in. You can go back to the Reader settings. You can also do that same export options from within the from within the Safari view. So that's cool too. And you can star it. You can mark it as unread or unread, and you can share it. So on Google Reader, you have shared items. You can share that as well, which is really nice. So that's kind of how I use it. But you can also, just say you've got your unread thing, they kind of stole this from the Photos app. But if you pinch, it takes you to a list of your feeds from within that folder. So then you can just view these specific feeds and unread items. So that's cool as well.
I like how the feeds can have an image attached to it as well. Yeah,
some feeds don't, but a lot do. So you can go like that. You can see some small icons there, which is usually the favorite icon from the web, or some even have bigger ones. I'm not sure how that happens exactly, but it's cool.
I'm not sure either, but I need to find out.
Yeah, because I want Matt Talk to have that. That's basically how it works. It's fast. It syncs well with Google Reader. I know Newswire, which is what I used to use before, would have issues. Take ages to sync. I don't know why it would take so long. It would crash off and every now and then as well. Newswire. And
can you actually add feeds within the app, or is it just? I got the impression that it was strictly to use with Google Reader.
Yeah, I believe it's only Reader?
This app, Reader?
Yes,
Yes, no,
yes.
you can't add feeds into it.
Okay.
So once they're all in there, that's it. You have to go into the web or another app that supports adding feeds through Google Reader to get them into Reader. So, which is different, but I find on the iPad I'm not really adding new feeds. On my desktop I will, which I use Google Reader, but I'm not sure why they've chosen that. I think it's just kind of a UI thing that they've made a specific choice not to.
It is
support
very clean, very beautiful, and very easy to
Yeah.
use. So
Yeah, and it's a universal app as well, I think.
No, I don't think it is.
No, you have to buy, but there is an iPhone version.
There is. Yeah.
But it's a separate one, and it's also very nice. Much the same as this, but I really like the iPad version. It runs really smoothly.
Yep.
It looks great. It's probably my favorite way to get through all my RSS feeds, which is great. So I'll give this app 4 out of 5. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.